Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Adam back here, and today I have a long-awaited review of my custom Star Wars The Old Republic sleek charismatic Mandalorian armor. So this specifically isn't a named character in the game, but rather a fairly new just skin of an armor for a Mandalorian that they released in the game. And yeah, it's a really cool armor, and I figured it'd be a perfect figure to make for my 5,000 subscriber contest, which I will have a video out on tomorrow. But yeah, so as you can see, this figure took me around 2 days to make, and it was a long, tedious process. There are a lot of details which we'll get into later in the video, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. Alright, so this is the charismatic sleek armor for the Mandalorians, like I mentioned before. This specifically is a skin from the Star Wars The Old Republic game, and it is a mashup of like 3 or 4 different versions. The helmet is one version of a design, the torso is a different version, the arms are a different version of design, but they're all kind of mashed together, especially when it comes to the legs. Those are like 3 or 4 different designs, as I had to compensate for how short the legs on Lego actually are. And I didn't want to make the electrical cape around the legs way too short, so I had to compensate by adding and subtracting some details, but overall I think it worked out really well. And we'll just start off with the helmet. So the helmet is an entire just an official Lego helmet that I sculpted over everything except the visor initially, and then I added these metal plates back here that have Procreate on them in the shape of a rectangle, and it creates this really cool design that I don't think any other canon character has from Star Wars. Of course this is an EU character, but it doesn't matter. Procreate on the back as well in the center between the 2 plates. Both of them are the exact same size. If you want to know a trick about metal, I actually learned this from Noble Artists a while ago, but it's something that's kind of logical. If you fold over and you cut the shape you want, you can actually, by separating them in the end, you can create the exact same identical shape, and that's what I did. I glued it on, glued the Procreate on after I let it harden, and yeah, that was that. And then I painted it a spicy orange apple barrel color, I think it's called, and which is the same one I used for all of these. I actually have a new tool as well that I used that is helps keep the paint fresh for 4 or 5 days when you have mixed colors. The orange is not, it was convenient to have this, so because sometimes when you dump it out it's not like the same consistency. So yeah, but then the gray is, so that was really nice to have a consistent dark gray color. And yeah, other than that, just the white markings. There's a red splotch up here that's part of the design I saw in a lot of them, but there's one design where it was just like that, and that was the main one I was using because it had a reference for all 4 sides of the body. And yeah, so you'll notice that the visor is a little bit less, it's a lot, that's the only part that I didn't sculpt over, and that was just simply because I wanted to give it depth, and it looks really nice with the rest of the helmet sculpted and the visor left alone. And I did go over it with black paint though, just to make it more refined color. Make sure no sculpting marks appeared or anything, and then the white marks on underneath it. And yeah, then on the back we have the CAC, I believe I just call it the Rebels Jetpack just because it only appeared in Star Wars Rebels before that release. So I completely sanded down the front, or the middle piece, filled it in with Procreate, made a rectangular Procreate piece and put that in the middle, and then I painted around the gold on the neck, painted orange on the sides of the same exact color, took a cylinder, sculpted a cylinder, cut it in half, made the rocket pieces, painted them gold, brown, and white, And then on the torso, we have a lot of detail with the Procreate up here to simulate the female. I'm using an Electro-Light white blank torso. That was what this was before. It's hard to even tell because there's a lot of detail on it now. But yeah, so I sculpted, it's a breastplate, I think. It's meant to more protrude that it is just a Mandalorian armor piece. And it's meant to, I lost my focus, but it's meant to protrude because obviously it's a female, so I think the guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, so dark gray underneath anyways, and then it has a belt that wraps all the way around with this brown color. I even included it back here because the jetpack's actually really short, and there's more detailing up here that's just continued from the sides. It's just stripes, and yeah, and then the pieces on the belts are just Procreate mixed with I use this really thick credit card material that's very nice to get good shapes, and electrical tape pieces to go around, and there's a buckle detail on one of those, and this piece, the waist cape around it is made out of E-tape. I outlined the orange myself, and I sculpted on the crotch guards. This one is painted dark gray with the gray outline. The one on the back is just painted a dark gray color. And yeah, so a lot of talking. The arms are painted a similar color scheme to each one of the designs, and just black, orange. There's a lot of stripes, and the tops of them are white underneath with the orange on the very end being also painted on. And then they both have this piece right here, which I used Procreate to make, which is just flat piece that I took and then glued on the ends to make it protrude out of the I don't know why I'm using that word so much, but protrude out to go over the hands almost, and the hands are actually painted on the inside. You just can't see it, but the arms both do move, but because my stand is so like unstable, I'm not going to show that, but they do both move without scraping the sides. I would be careful though if you do end up winning this with the contest, which I hope one of you does, because it's a really cool figure. And yeah, so the top part is a folded piece of metal on each side. I believe they're almost the same shape, but this one has some red detailing with orange. The one on the other side is the exact same shape with dark gray, but I added another piece to elevate it. So it's actually two separate metal pieces, but basically the same shape, just different heights. And yeah, so that is all of that. There is just a blank Lego head underneath, and the legs are just a silver, I think it's a folk art silver metallic color with orange detailing and brown wraparound on the left leg. The right leg is more just stripes of brown and black and orange, and then they have these sculpted knee pads, which are both painted orange and made out of Procreate. I used a lot of Procreate on this, if you can't tell. But yeah, it was a journey to make this figure, and I really like how it turned out. And there is a little bit more metallic color on the front around that one. And yeah, that is pretty much it. The only thing left is the gun, which is a CAC smuggler pistol, I think, and I cut off the blaster, or the scope on the top, painted it orange and white to fit the color scheme of the rest of the figure, and I think it turned out really nice. It really fits the character quite well. In all the pictures I saw of her, I mean, obviously you can have her holding any weapon, but I think a blaster or a smuggler pistol like this really suits the playstyle you'd want to use with this character. And I mean, I don't really have anything else to say, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and definitely be looking forward to some more Star Wars The Old Republic characters coming soon. I'm really hoping to start on that project very soon, in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'll have some brickling orders in soon, hopefully, and I'll be doing the first 15 figures, and then I'll do the next 15 figures, and I'll just kind of go on and on, in not really any particular order, but I'm gonna kind of condense it down to these people are Mandalorians. I'll put them in a showcase together, and then I'll separate them by game, probably, unless there's not enough of them, and I'll do like the Eternal Empire all at once, probably just with the family though, with Senya, Valkorion, Arkin, Vexen, and the sister's name, which I'm blanking on, but yeah, so that would be like one, and then like an Eternal Night or something to go with it. But anyways, doing that would be a lot of work. That one will probably be a long process, but should be interesting. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and look out for the contest video tomorrow announcing, and yeah, you can win that, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And this is goodbye, and have a nice day.